and good morning. It is beautiful Saturday morning in Melbourne, Australia. My name is Katherine, by the way. It's lovely to have you back or to have you new here. I am just heading back home. The sun is shining, glittering gum trees by the millions and billions all around me. And I just wanted to do another one of like my short videos where hopefully using my strong power fist, it can encourage you that I don't even know what day of the week you may stumble upon this video, but maybe the days before seeing this, you've had a lot of challenges. You've been really stretched. There's been a lot going on. You're waiting for that moment to just exhale. Just exhale. I need some time. Just give me some time to just exhale. Man, the more I said the word exhale, the more I felt like English was no longer my first language. But, you know, I'm positive that some of you have had some pretty heavy stuff that you've been dealing with lately. And I know as a mother, it can be a really hard place to be, of feeling stretched and challenged and wanting to sort through the fodder of your mind, and you're interrupted. You have other things that need to keep happening. It's really challenging. So one thing I need to say to you is I get it, I understand, I know the feeling. But the other thing I will tell you is I reckon you can do it in stages. So yesterday I was really struggling with a government thing. So I had my 11th baby at the end of December last year, and I need to try to get my baby on my Medicare card. And it just seems like this world of do it online and automated and upload your documents and blah, blah, blah isn't very easy. So I found myself being frustrated. I found myself questioning my intellect. Like, am I just too stupid to work this out? Because obviously, in between me having my first baby 18 years ago and my 11th baby just a few months ago, things aren't as easy as they used to be. They'll claim they're easier because they're online, but yeah. So the final step, if you really can't manage it, is book an appointment. Just book an appointment and come and see us, and we will help you. But to book an appointment, you have to ring them to book an appointment. And I rang them and it said, your wait time will be a minimum of 60 minutes. Do they say 60 minutes just to kind of make you feel like it's less than an hour of your life wasted? So what did I do? What did I do after sort of feeling like, oh, another one bites the dust, another day goes by of me not being able to get this done? I went outside. Now, hear me out. I know some of you are in winter wonderlands, I think, or you're heading into spring. I don't know. It's supposed to be autumn here, and we've still been experiencing quite warm weather. I'm in t-shirt. Not that it doesn't really get crazy for us. Like, we don't need winter wardrobes. We just need a jumper or a sweater. But I went outside for like 10 minutes and I looked at trees. Do you know looking at green stuff is very soothing for the eyes? I know that our $100 bill is green. So, you know, I reckon I could definitely look at tons of $100 bills and feel like some things are very much relieved. But anyhow, all jokes aside, I went outside and I just practiced that exhaling through your nose, deep exhale, and a slow slow breath out of my mouth. And I will tell you, until probably 2 or 3 years ago, I was never even breathing properly for like my whole life. I never fully exhaled my breath. I always like held it in. So when you're exhaling, you slowly exhale in, slowly exhale out, and then you try to push yourself beyond that bit where you would give up if you're a fellow shallow breather. So I went outside, and then my children were outside, and I observed them and I watched them, and I thought, you know what? They don't seem to be very worried about very much. They're jumping on the trampoline and laughing and giggling and being loud and boisterous and excitable. And I just thought, breathe. And I truly can say to you that I felt better. Then I was able to regroup. I went inside. What did I do next? I drank water. It's amazing. I drank water. Then I had some protein. So I had some meat and some cheese. And it occurred to me that I needed to treat myself like I was a child. I don't know if you are watching this and you have children or not, or if you've ever been around children. It could be because I have like so much experience with parenting, but most problems with children can be solved relatively easily if you go down the checklist of, depending on their age, do you need your nappy changed? Are you tired? Have you had water? Have you eaten enough? Have you been outside? Do you need to have a shower? There's all these different little things. And it occurred to me that all of these things separately don't take very long. Those videos you see online of like, get it girl, glam up 101, my ear, and I don't know, all those kinds of videos. The reality is for me is that I don't, like, I'm not going to go off to a spray tan booth or a solarium and I don't have any judgment over whether or not people do that. But I don't know, I wouldn't pay for it, basically. I would not pay for it. Things that I do are not expensive. I can do them in small amounts of time. And again, it might be because I have this big, large family that I often only have small amounts of time. So, yeah. Not all the heavy stuff that you or I experience can be solved with just a piece of cheese or going out and having deep breaths. But I do think that even for me in my hardest times, still doing those kind of normal things helped ground me. They helped ground me so that when I could start to get my head a little bit more above the water, then I could do more. I don't think, and I used to try this, I used to be like, don't be weak, push, just get it all done, who cares? There's no time for showers, there's no time for drinking water, or I just wouldn't even think about it. But in my little tiny brain box, it eventually would come to me. Katherine, have you had breakfast? Have you gone outside? Have you had a shower? Have you spoken to someone? Have you shared your feelings with someone? Have you written your feelings down? If you feel like you can't share them with anybody, you could record yourself on your phone, letting it all out, and then delete the video. Or put the video in a file on your computer where it says, next time you're feeling in the crapper, watch yourself crying on camera. it's very interesting to me. I think about how I would cope when I was a child, which probably led to the shallow breathing thing, to how I cope now that I'm much older. I truly feel one thing that's benefited me is life experience. So I've gotten older, I've gone through different things. I've gone through tremendous heartache. I have had failed friendships. I've had people in my family die. I've had illness, sickness, just like everybody else. I've had challenges. And I've been around people that are really into like toxic positivity, like just shove your feelings down, don't even worry about them. But I've also been around people that let's sit around and complain about all our problems again. That can be a very difficult habit to shake. So I feel very blessed and fortunate that I am married to somebody who is very even, very calm, very peaceful, and very willing to absolutely tell me off when necessary. Katherine, why are we still talking about this? What are you gonna do to change it? Or do you just want to talk about it? When you're in a crisis moment, that can feel very, but just as much as Ben feels comfortable saying stuff like that to me, I feel comfortable speaking to him about different things. Like, everything isn't just a cream puff and a rainbow. There can be parts of being super chill and laid back that need slight refining. But all that to say, I think that's like a really big thing. I hear all the time, like people will ask me how many children I have, and 99% of the time, people respond with great shock, and probably 75% of the time, they'll immediately, without even thinking, just go, "You're amazing. You're amazing." And I'm like, "Thank you. Thank you." My friend Hannah this morning was sharing about, being able to process things. But you've always got someone around you. You're always like on. It can be very challenging. I was wrestling with those thoughts yesterday. But in wrestling with them, I started to think of them, and then I thought, just do a little bit at a time when you can. When you don't have a lot of time, just do a little bit. Just do a little bit. So I am surrounded by many tall and beautiful trees. Ta-da! Trees. They're beautiful. Green, as I said at the beginning of this video that's now not short, is very soothing color. I think God did a great job choosing blue for the sky and green for the grass and the trees. Making your bed, changing your sheets, having a coffee, going on a walk with a friend, talking to someone, sharing your feelings, knowing you're not alone, watching this video, and subscribing to my channel. Because then you're like, oh wow, there's this lady, yep, sometimes she talks way too much. She obviously is socially deprived, and I'm going to be here. I'm going to be on your side. I'm going to champion you. I'm going to celebrate you. I'm going to encourage you and maybe challenge you. And I'm going to show you the perspective of someone, because there's not tons and tons of us around. I know particularly where I live, there's not a lot of large families. A lot of people will tell you, like, the people who are just, I don't know why they do this. I think they're strange, right? So someone will say, how many kids do you have? And I say, I have 11 kids. And then they'll go, oh yeah, I know someone with 16. I know someone with 12. And I'm like, yeah, where are they? I'm looking. Where are they? So they are out there. There's that family. There's a couple of Aussie families on YouTube. One, I think, has the same amount of kids as me. Another one has 16 kids. A friend of mine has 6 kids. But I'm racking my brain, and I'm deeply apologetic if I have a friend who's watching this right now that is like, hey, what about me? I've got 9 kids. I can't remember you. Hannah lives in America. So you don't count, Hannah. I'm talking about Australian soil. Melissa, you live in New Zealand. Close, but no cigar. But again, huge family. So we are out there. Yeah, it's kind of a rare thing. I know that sometimes when people hear about a large family, they think of chaos and they think that the mother is haggard and crazy and stressed. But you can tell them, this woman, she looks barely a teenager and has flawless skin and impeccable humor. And she's procrastinated for too long and she needs to go home. So I'm going to go home. I'm going to continue being cool. I hope that you are too. I hope that you are okay or more okay. And I hope that if my video was like the video you were using to procrastinate from getting something done, that now that it's over, you can go and do it. So go do what you need to do. You are amazing. I hope you weren't wearing earphones when I yelled like that, but sometimes I really gotta yell it at you until you actually believe it. So peace and love. Goodbye.